Welcome everybody to day 6 of Advent Thoughts. You've been watching in the opening credits, some of you probably paying closer attention than others, but you've been watching in the opening credits as the kids and I have been setting up this nativity set. It's actually all up, but in order to sort of make the process look like we were going one at a time, the kids and I set it all up and taped each piece going in. 25 days, 25 pieces. This nativity set was given to me by my mother. Most of you know my mom passed away this past year, just after Christmas actually, and this was her nativity set. My grandmother painted it for her. We're not exactly sure, sometime in the late 70s. It doesn't really have any dates or anything on it, but just from the amount of time, you can see my grandmother's name here, Swisher, and her little mark. How she did them, and she painted all the pieces. The nativity itself, the manger, is a separate pretty piece. My mom wanted me to have this piece. This is the one thing in the house that my mom said over and over again that she wanted me to have, and this was obviously the first. She wanted me to have it for years. She just kept telling me to take it home, and I held off, and I told her that I would take it when it wasn't hers anymore, when it was mine. And now here it is in my kitchen. I don't know that this is its final destination yet. We haven't really landed at a permanent place. But I've been staring at these pieces for a lifetime. My mom putting them up in various houses that we've lived in since I was younger than I can remember. And the years of my grandmother coming to the house and telling her that she was putting them up wrong. She had painted them, and she also thought that meant it had ownership over where they went. And little things like my mom yelling at her and saying, "Yes, but you painted the green of this grass and it's hay. Why would you paint the grass green?" And all the years of packing it back up in its special wrap and box, which are over on the side. It used to have lights on the top that didn't quite make the trip. They weren't able to sustain. I may put some back on. And every time I see it now, every time I look at it, it takes me to all those memories, the years and years of Christmases flooding back to me in a real way. It's also everywhere in my house right now. Like Jess and I are putting up the Christmas tree. The kids are helping. We're wrapping presents, putting lights up. Jess has already started doing some baking of Christmas cookies and some other things. And we're in that place, the sights, the smells, and the sounds of Christmas trees, or of Christmas season. For us as a family, we put up our Christmas tree last night, and we put up, as we went up, we put up all the ornaments, and we have ornaments that we collect every year, or ornaments from special places. We've picked them up on all our travels, so we have bunches from Rocky Mountain National Park or Estes, and from Big Ben, and from every place we go, we collect something to put up on our tree. And the kids at Disney this year, and the kids were hanging their ornaments up and talking about the play times that they were at this place, and the time that they were at this place. And it's easy to think that that's just, memory. But what that is at its core is a deep anamnesis. That's a term that should be familiar, or at least somewhat familiar to most of us as faith. That's what we're doing in the Eucharist. When we get together at Eucharist and Communion, we're doing an anamnesis. We're being brought back, not just a memory, but a deep, rich, emotion-filled touching of our souls and being connected to that time and place. This Christmas, as I look at these things and I create these new memories with my kids, I'm remembering all the Christmases past, all the holy places in my life that have been touched by God and touched by my family in the holiest of ways. That's the power of the Holy Spirit, that all of this stuff, these deep memories, these deep sounds, smells, sights, tastes, transport us to the holy memories of where God profoundly touched our lives. This is a great memory. And someday It'll go to one of the kids. And they'll tell the stories of how Dad used to put this thing up. And Des might even remember seeing Gogo put it up. And they'll share in that wonderful faith of this story of Jesus Christ passed down from generation to generation. Maybe someday she'll be a priest and she'll stand in her kitchen and cry, thinking about the deep faith passed on to her from generation to generation, and having that wonderful moment of anamnesis that moves our heart and our mind and our souls into the deep, abiding places of where God dwells in us. What are the things that you're remembering this season? What are the things that are touching your life and transporting you almost back to this place so long ago? For I remember. Y'all be blessed. I'll see you tomorrow.